Hi, everybody. Jeff Gadick from Premier Tourism Marketing. I'm live here at the NTA 2010 convention in Montreal on the show floor with George Junninger from Group Story. George, you and I spoke on the phone when you were first starting the business, or had first launched it back in the spring, I believe it was. And I haven't followed intensely what you've been doing, but just kind of watching the momentum of what you're doing. I think it's a very unique story, no pun intended. And it's something that I literally want to come over here and sit down with you and share with our readers what you guys are doing. So tell the story behind Group Story, kind of what you guys do.
Sure, Jeff. What happened? We noticed that people live social lives. We call ourselves the social photo book. When people do things in a group, the only way to have a memento is for one person to make a photo book, regardless of how many people were there. So, for example, a leisure trip. 20 people, 40 people are on that trip. There were 40 different versions of what people saw, what they experienced, and what they felt. Our technology allows everyone to give their input. Essentially what we do, we create an area for each tour group. Each person uploads the photos they've taken. Those photos are then shared among that group. No one else gets into that group except that group. Each person picks and chooses the pictures they want to create pages about their experience. Those pages are then shared. Then each individual picks and chooses the pages they want to create the book that's important to them. So essentially we would have 2 or 3 different books, because there's always that couple you don't get along with. You know, you're not putting their pages in their book.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
a fact. That's a fact.
And this is the finished book here that we're looking at. This is an Italy trip here. Okay.
Right, and what we've done for the leisure market, it's based on what we've done for student travel, which is this. In the student market, we take educational content and then allow the back of the book to be made in a traditional group story way. So all the kids are putting in themselves goofing around on the mall if they're in DC. The benefit is they go home with a book that's full of educational content and their personal memories. In that case, it's a school book they never throw away. So in the leisure market, what we do is we take the itinerary, we pull information, content, amazing stock photos, so there's a day-by-day memento of the trip.
And you have the library of stock photos?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. And there's this, so we've collected these stock photos, we have the content so that we can match it up with your itinerary. Then individuals, when they come home, the tour operator gives them an actual number, a gift card. They buy credits that allow them to order that book as is, or again, input their content. So for example, in this book here, as you can see, we have something on Vatican City. The next 2 pages are this woman eating buffalo mozzarella and prosciutto at a cafe. And what she's doing is she's relating her personal experience to Rome with essentially the tour guidebook version.
Okay, good. And what was the impetus behind starting this company? Were you in the industry before, or is this when was the eureka moment?
Do you know, everyone asks that, and it's really interesting. My business partner and I, Jeff, were in a previous business.
Doubling as our video.
Right, our camera guy. So I hope you've got that liposuction lens on there, right? We were in a previous business, and I'd sold a business on the internet before. And as most entrepreneurs do, we had idea books and we started comparing, and we'd had a similar idea. For me personally, what made the leap? I was at a concert by The Fray, and they sang this song, How to Save a Life. They talked about why the guy wrote the song, which was someone with drug addiction and trying to overcome it, and he didn't know how to handle it. And I'm sitting there listening to this song and the story behind it, and I thought, well, what if he's not the only person that has done this before? What if he could hear the stories of other people and collect them in a book that gave him some kind of hope? And then all of a sudden it clicked that all of us live social lives with other people. All of us have a story to tell, and all of us need to have our story told.
And this is a way to mesh all that together, and those shared experiences that you have on a group trip can really come through in a piece like this. Instead of going our own separate ways after the trip, it's a way to kind of rekindle that back together.
Right. And Jeff, do you know what the phrase buzzkill means?
Essentially.
Okay. So how many of us have ever worked in an office? We come back from vacation. We're relaxed, we're excited, and then you've always got the Debbie Downer in the office that, like, there goes your vacation high, right? Well, with a book like this, you've got sustainability. What happens? You've got a touchstone that you can refer to, because it's not only, here's my pictures of Italy, I can find a picture of Italy in the library, but here's what I felt, here's what I saw, here's what I experienced by myself, with this couple, with this person, and it's yours forever.
In the process here, stock photos, you upload your own photos. You can also get photos from others that were on this trip as well and include that. Okay, good. And as far as packaging this, tour operators can add this to the cost of a trip, or a group leader can add this to the cost of a trip then?
Absolutely, absolutely. And then it's an amazing way to keep touch, because many times someone takes a trip and we think that's the end. It really isn't. You need to constantly, you have to build a relationship. It's not a transaction, it's a relationship. It's an amazing way to reach out to someone after the trip and say, you know, I've got a gift for you. We've taken the group photo on the last evening. It's in this book. I want you to have this book.
This just might replace the travel bag as a gift premium, by the way. I'm not entirely sure, but it just might do that. So
it's a lot easier than carrying around 300 brochures when you go home. I will tell you that.
Good. And more information at groupstory.com?
Absolutely. Groupstory.com/NTA. For the faith-based market, groupstory.com/WRTA.
Great. Okay, well, thank you very much. I think you've got a great idea, and look forward to seeing it mature over the years.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks.
Appreciate that.
Take care.